cut $600 million check. Are you now tracking that to check? And he goes, listen, you have to understand, JJ, nobody's following the money. No one cares. He says, you have to understand the federal government created a chaotic situation on the border. You have millions of people coming to the border. The Border Patrol, DHS, CBP, FEMA, no one has the resources, manpower to move millions of people from the border into America. That's where the NGOs come in. The NGOs are the movement of people and goods into America. That is the evil partnership between the government and the NGOs.
What's going on at the U.S. borders is crazy. Nothing like this has really ever happened before, and especially on this scale, you feel me?
Cut $600 million check. Are you now tracking that to check? And he goes, listen, you have to understand, JJ, nobody's following the money. No one cares. He says, you have to understand the federal government created a chaotic situation on the border. You have millions of people coming to the border. The Border Patrol, DHS, CBP, FEMA, no one has the resources, manpower to move millions of people from the border into America. That's where the NGOs come in. The NGOs are the movement of people and goods into America. That is the evil partnership between the government and the NGOs.
What's going on at the U.S. borders is crazy. Nothing like this has really ever happened before, and especially on this scale. It's 30 million exploitable immigrants are being, bribed essentially to come over to America. And that's by our government plus the NGOs for nefarious reasons, which are linked to DHS, and a whistleblower who happens to write checks for a lot of these NGOs has really blown the top on what all is going on with this money and how they're essentially laundering money in addition to, various other things. Before we get into that though, cue intro. So today we're going to take a look at a redacted news interview talking about this plus these NGOs charity scams, plus discuss something a little ironic and kind of interesting about the connections as well too. But we did a video on replacement theory a little while back and how basically the government are taking advantage a lot of these people, you feel me? Let's also mention the fact of the matter, quite a bit of them are, military drafting age as well too, ironically enough. Like, take that however you want to, you feel me? But apparently that's the majority of the people that are coming over, according to a Border Patrol agent. So we did a video talking about replacement theory and how basically the government is taking advantage of a lot of these people that they're bringing over because they're vulnerable and, like just want to have a better life, you feel me, taking advantage of people and exploiting them because they're more likely to do things because they don't understand, or they're just trying to get out of a shittier lifestyle, etc. You feel me? Basically, they're taking advantage of these vulnerable people that just want a better life, and our government is bribing / shipping them over illegally, like a product, you guys, so they can use them for their own gain and whatever fucking shitty reasons. Go watch it though if you guys haven't already. It's on the main YouTube and it's on Rumble as well too. Quality stuff, and I'll teach you guys more in depth about all of that stuff in particular and how our government plus big businesses tend to take advantage of that generally as well too, and kind of how ironic it is, you feel me? We also have a video talking about DHS Whistleblower and her talking about the 85,000 plus, and it's probably plus now, missing children from these borders, and basically how a lot of these numbers have only gone up since Biden has came into office. The whistleblower is talking about like how these sponsors are connected to child trafficking. Let's take a look here at what our so trustworthy government is doing around the border.
Jewish Family Services, and then you had Jewish Family Services will also had these underlying NGOs under them, whether it be Lutheran Family Services, Catholic Family Services, and then all these different family services but they all have the same parent company. So
You would pay Jewish Family Services, and then they would pay the.
It would have all of the subcontractors, but they all have the same payee for the most part.
It's pretty ironic, right? How a lot of these NGOs or like church charities, many of them are, you know, religious ones and probably connected to the Catholic Church in some way, which is notorious for having their priests touch little boys and girls in their no-no squares and, you know, touching them in a not so holy way.
No, don't touch me there, is what I told my pastor when he's playing with my hair. It tickles and I'm little and it really isn't fair.
Look, I'm going to Chicago in 2 days. I got a police report of hundreds, if not thousands, of call-outs to one shelter. Our police are going to the shelters for rapes, assaults, child molestation, drug dealing, pimping. People have no idea what's happening to our country, but the NGOs are facilitating all of it. Look, the NGOs are child sex traffickers as well. It's hard to, I'm a Catholic Charities is involved. Jewish Family Services, Save the Children in Guatemala. Guatemalan Attorney General and their General Secretary just filed a lawsuit in Texas claiming that Joe Biden, they're funneling over $21 million to an organization called Save the Children. And guess who was on the board? The board of it, Jill Biden. And they're saying this NGO is child sex trafficking into the United States of America, inside of Guatemala, and they are traveling and facilitating the transportation of child sex trafficking into Texas. Look, the media won't even touch it. And Joe Biden, look, things don't happen in a bubble. What did Joe Biden do in Ukraine? He went after that AG and got him fired. Guess what he's doing? He just called down there and had a presser and said to the Guatemalan president, I want those two people fired for corruption.
How ironic is it that a man who has been, you know, alleged and accused of being a hair sniffer of children.
Let me whisper a secret. Don't tell mommy what I told you.
Has a wife that, you know, is connected to an NGO being sued by Guatemala's Attorney General plus General Secretary for being linked to child sex trafficking or child trafficking. It's just a bit ironic, isn't it, since the man's been, you know, alleged to have been a pedo, right? It's just tad bit curious, isn't it? A man who sniffs children's hair has a wife with a connection to a NGO like this. If Joe is a pedo, he literally could have the hookup because of his wife, you feel me? It would be no wonder why the man would sit there and throw millions of dollars at the organization and donate it to him, you feel me?
Faster! I can't go any faster!
Where you going, kids? Hey, I just want to talk to you. Why don't you come over to my place for a glass of wine and a couple of fruit pies, and then we can go in the back room and play crazy snakes.
Hey, you guys know what else our corrupt government and DHS are doing to people? They're shipping them off to Mexico and Guatemala to be put inside those fucking trafficking rings if they don't hit the like button and destroy the shit out of the subscribe button. So you better do it quickly. All joking aside though, my dudes, it really does mean a lot to me whenever you guys do this. It helps us get this content even further out to more people so that way they can understand it's okay to question these systems. We live in the shitty, corrupt ones, and, you know, to think independently of these systems that we live in. You feel me? And, you know, helps us grow the tribe a bit more so we can get more truth and, you know, quality content out there completely raw and uncensored. But with that being said, let's go and hop right back on into the video.
When I came away for the last 2 or 3 jaunts or filming in certain areas across America and interviewing people, I honestly did not understand the size and scope of the machine on the south side and the north side. What Mayorkas has built through billions, hundreds of billions of dollars is staggering. When we get done Joe Biden's term in 4 years, this is just try to wrap your brain around how much power this is. In 4 years, Joe Biden will have spent conservatively, on the bottom end, $700 billion on illegal aliens. Everyone believes the number has now surpassed $1 trillion in 4 years. And we're conservatively saying $1 trillion.
It's crazy how much Biden plus his admin, you feel me? We can't just say it's one man because it's not logical, have spent on illegal immigration, not to mention, the fact of the matter of the 85,000 plus missing and probably still growing migrant children that skyrocketed since Biden has came into office, according to, Tara Lee Rodas, the HHS whistleblower. And check that video out, by the way, too, if you guys want more details on that. It's really great content, and it really brings into light the messed up things going on and how it's basically one of the only things that makes sense is that it's connected to the government and these child trafficking rings and trafficking rings in general. And then also, not to mention the fact of the matter, the connection that the government and, really the DHS has to these NGOs, with the same parent company. They're sitting there, writing checks out, DHSs, to help people as, it's normal for them to do, you feel me? But this money is going to the same parent company. So it's like a pyramid, you guys. You have the company at top, which is the Jewish Family and Community Services. And then you have all the subsidiaries or the partner companies, etc., whatever you want to call them. Whenever, one of them runs out, they go and have another person ask for money, and DHS gives it to them, but it ends up going to the same bank account. It's just a bit ironic, isn't it? It's connected to our government, and these, NGOs and stuff like that, and these charities that are connected to the child trafficking, I'm willing to bet money that they are connected to the Catholic Church. I'd argue it's a very likely connected to the church, given the past history it has and the corruption of the church as an establishment, you feel me? We don't have problems with anybody being religious here in these channels, you feel me? As long as, you're being a decent human being and treating everybody with respect, while not forcing your fucking beliefs on anybody, we don't give a shit. But it's really ironic, isn't it, that all these religious NGOs and charities are connected to trafficking rings? I'm just saying. But either way, the whole money trail here with the Jewish Family and Community Services and all its partners and stuff like that. It's prime examples of what Whitney Webb was saying, that, our government is in cahoots with organized crime, you feel me? And they have been for a minute. If you look at her audiobooks and stuff like that on Amazon or Audible, etc., or buy a book, it really does show you how deeply connected it goes. And it talks about Epstein and the financial aspects of his connections as well, too, you feel me? And all the money laundering that he was a part of, which if you guys talk about that generally, they tend to shut it out because they don't want people to know about that. Either way, though, my dudes, that's gonna be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed and found this to be educational and or enlightening. If you guys didn't make it to this point in the video, as usual, please don't forget to like, comment, and or share/subscribe. Really does mean a lot to me when you guys do this. It also helps us to get even farther up in the YouTube algorithm, getting this content out to even more people so they know it's okay to question these systems we live in and to see what's going on completely raw and uncensored with a person that keeps it 1,000,000% real with them. As usual, though, my dudes, let me know what your thoughts and opinions, concerns, etc. are in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear them and what you guys have to think on this particular matter. As usual, though, too, my dudes, if you guys would like, feel free to join us live every Wednesday and Friday from 8:30 to 10:30 p.m. Central Time here on YouTube or over on Twitch, Rumble, etc. You get to join us in the discussions such as this on conspiracy facts, you feel me, and everything the legacy media and our corrupt governments are not telling us, as well as, dark humor memes and playing games such as Pokemon Unite, Fortnite, etc. Whatever really floats the mood, you feel me? And, just vibe out and have a good time with us. But until next time, though, my dudes, please don't forget to live long and prosper, take care and peace, keep it 1,000,000% real, and as always, fuck the system. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Z-Tron. Yo!
People of this country and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough, come stand with us, take USA back. And every time we pull up on all you're gonna see is America.